My name is Chris.
And we are the
Gablers.
Gablers. We have been married for
9 years and 9 months.
9 years and 9 months. Yes.
So, you want to go first? All
Sure.
right.
So the question is, what advice we would give. Um, and, we got married at a later stage in our lives. Um, and I have been married in the past. I've had past marriages. And so I think one of the advice that I would give to folks that have been married in the past that are forging a new relationship, a new marriage, is leave your baggage in the past. Your spouse is not your ex. God has given you a new chance, a new opportunity to build a great brand new relationship with your spouse, with your partner, your life partner. And you cannot hold your life partner guilty and condemn them for somebody else's hurts that have hurt you in the past. And I think that was really a big challenge for me, for just being able to let the past go and to know that my husband and I have this opportunity to start brand new and fresh. And I think there were moments in our marriage at first where it was harder to do that than it is now. And so once I was able to heal and let all of that go, our marriage you know, has really been such a joy. And we have now been married 9 years and 9 months, and we celebrate every month on the 4th. Just like it's our anniversary, month anniversary every month, like teenagers. We go out, we have a nice meal, and we just really celebrate our love for one another, our love for God, and really celebrating those little victories. And when we do celebrate our yearly anniversary, we read our vows to one another again, just to remember and reflect on just where we were without one another and where we are now as a couple. And I tell you, after 9 years of doing that, I still cry every time I read my vows. I'm so grateful to God for my marriage and for healing the pains of my past and giving me a fresh start with this man, this awesome man right here by my side.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, honey. So I was thinking about this question, what advice I would give to someone who's getting married a later stage in life. And the first thing that comes to mind is taking extra time to get know your future spouse. Really build on building a great understanding, a great relationship, where he or she has come from. Like I'm thinking about how to learn about what my wife has gone through, and it's like getting through layers. Like at first when you start to get to know one another, it's kind of more of the surfacey things that you have in common, but kind of digging down like onion layers and getting to really know where she's come from. And because both of us, getting married later in life, we have more life that's behind us, that it's good to understand where each of us has come from. That's the first thing I would recommend. The second thing is that we had friends that were basically giving us a lot of counsel, a lot of help. They were kind of helping us, talk about things that we would share later on as we were married, and just having some neutral people that can bounce back ideas and kind of help us be balanced in how we understand one another was very helpful, very important for us. And I think it just gave us a great start when we got married. And since all those years, we've been working at learning more and more about each other. because it never stops. It's like you really have to work at understanding where each of us has come from, and that just makes the bond so much richer and so much stronger. And I truly, I love the patience that my wife has shown me, because I had not been married, and I had a lot of things in me that she had a lot of patience in learning about.
You know, you hit on a really good point about studying one another and how that continues on even after you get married. Because what your interests are when you're dating, when you get married initially, all of those interests, they change over time. Maybe you liked a certain music or certain food or whatnot. Those things change, and so you have to continue to study and learn about one another. It's endless in that. The only thing that should remain the same is your convictions about things that matter, the things you believe about God, your values on your children and finances. Those kind of things, are deep convictions that won't change, but the things that are your interests will continue to change. So continue to study your spouse, learn about them, and never stop growing with one another.
Amen. Okay. The next question that is we're looking at is, what kind of challenges that we face as a married couple that we got married later in life. And I'll just share from my own things that I brought into the marriage. I had been single for a very long time, and I built a lot of independence and self-reliance, self-focus. And so one of the big challenges for me, especially the first year of marriage, was unlearning that and learning the concept that married, we're now a team, and we're connected together. That I had to, put aside and let go of the things that I was so accustomed to for being single for a while. Is that self-reliance, that independence, that selfishness, and not thinking about the other partner is more important than myself. That was one of the biggest challenges for me.
And I think for me, having been a single mom for so many years, I grew very independent on my own, and so now here I am getting ready to marry someone. What does that look like for me? And that was challenging, especially having an adult child um, at the time. So, you know, um, just working with that dynamic already of having an adult child living in the home and now being remarried at an older age. It's very different, different dynamic. But one thing that I would give advice about is, just really, um, first of all, when you love your spouse, you will get through. There's no quitting. There's no time out. There's no vacation time away. You work things out, and when there's challenges, you talk through them. You pray through them. You go to God with your challenges, and when you do need a little moment to cool off, it's good to communicate with one another and say, honey, I need to go take a prayer walk and I'll be back, and then maybe we could talk about it then, and having that kind of communication as opposed to just kind of a cold shoulder,
Mm.
and when you have adult children in the home as well, it's like you have now grown from being your the kind of parent with a hands-on child to now having a grown adult that you respect, you value what they say. They think on their own and
Mm.
whatnot, and so building a bridge of friendship between my spouse and my adult child, you know, and helping to foster that relationship to organically grow as
Mm.
opposed to trying to force a relationship. And that has been so successful, you know, letting the relationship grow organically. So that definitely was a big challenge that we faced as a married couple, as well as, you know, our parents are older now. And so having that factor of elderly parents and caring for them at a stage of their life where we are, you know, just growing as a married couple. So that was definitely a challenge. But again, you know, you pray through it, you work through it, and God gives you the answers you look for when you seek Him and find Him, when you seek Him with all your heart.
Amen.
Amen.